All praises, all praises, all praises. Hello, family. We are back once again for the Sabbath Wisdom Series, part 69, where we are continuing our reverence in the highest regard of honor and grace for another 7 days of the gift of breath and life bestowed upon us by the Holy Heavenly Creator of all. And family, we are reconvening in this portion of our episode so that we can revisit in our continuous review of the holy, hidden history of the nation of mystery. And so, we are the children of the covenant. We are the 12 tribes of the house of Israel, scattered to the four winds of the earth through the global slave trade for the disobedience to the holy covenant by the forefathers, elders, and priests of our nation. And so, under the parables and the similitudes and the magnificent metaphorical prophetic outlines, Brother Prophet HOSEA will continue to fill in those gaps of our spiritual history and intellect and give us further insight as to the condition, circumstance, and the consequences of our nation's carnality. And so, as we become still and quiet in our wonderful consensual assembly of care, concern, compassion for the brothers and sisters of the world, we will enjoy the wonderful words and the excellence of eternity. And we began in the book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 1. Hear you this, O priests, and hear, you house of Israel, and give you ear, O house of the king, for judgment is toward you, because you have been a snare on Mizpah, and a net spread upon Tabor. And so, family, now is the setup for the iniquities of the kings against the friendly nations or the cooperative cohabitants of the land of Judea. No, not the land of Judea, the land of Samaria, of the northern house of the 10 tribes of Israel. And the revolters are profound to make slaughter, though I have been a rebuker of them all. I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hid from me. For now, O Ephraim, you committed whoredom, and Israel is defiled. They will not frame their doings to turn unto their God, for the spirit of whoredoms is in the midst of them, and they have not known their Lord. And the pride of Israel does testify to his face. Therefore shall Israel and Ephraim fall in their iniquity. Judah also shall fall with them. So, family, Brother Prophet HOSEA has pronounced judgment against Ephraim, which is the largest or the head tribe of the 10 tribes of the northern house. And he has also given prophecy that Judah also shall slide with them. Verse 6, they shall go with their flocks and with their herds to seek the Lord, but they shall not find him. He has withdrawn himself from them. They have dealt treacherously against the Lord, for they have begotten strange children. Now shall a moth devour them with their portions. Blow you the cornet in Gibeah and the trumpet in Ramah. Cry aloud at Bethaven. After you, O Benjamin, Ephraim shall be desolate in the day of rebuke. Among the tribes of Israel have I made known that which shall surely be. The princes of Judah were like them that removed the bond. Therefore I will pour out my wrath upon them like water. Ephraim is oppressed and broken in judgment, because he willingly walked after the commandment. Therefore I will be unto Ephraim as a moth, and to the house of Judah as rottenness. When Ephraim saw his sickness, and Judah saw his wound, then went Ephraim to the Assyrian, and sent to King Jared. Yet could he not heal you, nor cure you of your wound? For I will be unto Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Judah. I, even I, will tear and go away. I will take away, and none shall rescue him. I will go and return to my place, till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction they will seek me early. Family. And so this chapter provokes you into the deeper understanding of the scriptural history, family. Brother Prophet Hosea is speaking to us today as he spoke to the kings of the nation thousands of years ago. The prophecy laid out then is that which is today, the unveiling of the word of the Lord against the nation of Israel, the 12 individual tribes that were broken into two kingdoms, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom went into high idolatry and began to worship Baal and the gods of the heathen, and did not keep the testament of the holy covenant of their God. And their God was provoked to anger and sent the nation and kings of the Assyrians to go into Samaria and capture and enslave and take the northern house of the nation of Israel into the territories of Assyria, where they were dispersed and scattered. And the 10 northern tribes never returned back in mass into the holy promised land. And then the prophecy was delivered to the kings of Judah, whereas we had our previous reviews in the previous episodes. A king would come into stead and rulership, and he would be a good king, or he would be an evil king. And in the iniquities of the evil kings was the provocation of the wrath and anger of the Lord, whereby he sent in the Egyptians and the Assyrians and the surrounding heathen nations to continue to torment the southern kingdom of Judah as established by holy brother prophet King David. Thus, eventually, with the southern kingdom being taken into captivity into the land of Babylon under the Emperor Nebuchadnezzar. And thus and so, family, is our conditioned circumstance and the consequence of our disobedience today, where we were driven into the lands of the heathen, into all nations, to serve bondage, captivity, and servitude, until we began to come back, as in this day, to the remembrance of us as a people, as the holy nation, as the carnal representatives of the holy word of the power creator on earth. And so thus is our Israelite awakening. And as we review these holy brother prophets and tie in the scriptural word to our current day situations, we will continue with the unveiling of these revelations for the clarity of our spiritual and intellectual increase. All praises. And so, family, as we now have opened up the portals of these precepts of perfection, and we are now attuned with our spiritual ear, we shall continue by adapting to the lyrics of learning, where we submit ourselves most humbly to the prayers and petitions for peace and protection. As we continue on in our expressions of excellence, we now turn on the magnificent songs of holy brother prophet King David in the book of Psalms, chapter 60, verse 1. To the chief musician Shushan Nadeth, Mitchdom of David, to teach when he strove with Aram Naharam and with Aram-Zobah, when Joab returned and smote of Edom in the valley of Salt 12,000. O God, you have cast us off. You have scattered us. You have been displeased. O turn yourself to us again. You have made the earth to tremble. You have broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shakes. You have showed your people hard things. You have made us to drink the wine of astonishment. You have given a banner to them that fear you, that it may be displayed because of the truth. Selah. That your beloved may be delivered. Save with your right hand, and hear me. God has spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice. I will divide Shechem and mete out the valley of Sukkoth. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine. Ephraim also is the strength of mine head. Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my wash pot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia, triumph you because of me. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Will not you, O God, which has cast us off? And you, O God, which did not go out with our armies? Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Verse 12. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. Oh yes, oh yes. And as we continue to see, that is our petition for prayer and redemption and salvation at this day. We shall be delivered from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. We shall be gathered out of the lands of our captivity, for the Lord shall return the captivity of Israel, and we shall be gathered out of the hands of the heathen and brought back into our land and taught the magnificent laws and the heritage and the language of our God. And we shall be the testimony of the exodus, of the restoration of righteousness and rulership in the kingdom of heaven on earth. So family, happy Holy Sabbath. We are at rest. We are at honor. This is our day where we are good. We do good. We be good. This is the day of our education and edification of the holy hidden nation. As we continue to refine and define our walks on the path of righteousness given to us as an example by the holy anointed Messiah, the wonderful, the counselor, the Savior, the King of Israel, whom the world refers to as Jesus Christ, who is the Word of the Holy Power Creator made flesh. The same word written on stone and given to brother prophet Moses to deliver to the congregation, to the nation, to the 12 tribes of Israel as a holy covenant, to observe and to do, so that we may be deemed worthy for entrance into the 12 gates of the kingdom of heaven on earth. Let it be done. So be it. Family, it is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity and privilege and pleasure when we come together in this zone of learning and listening and love and stillness and serenity, so that we may continue to receive the divine communication as we transition into a holy condition, as we seek our soul's salvation, as we continue to blow righteously on that flame of change, as we continue to be born again into the truth of identity, duty, of our discipline. And so we shall reconvene. We shall be in love with each other and the laws, statutes, commandments, and ordinances of righteousness and eternity. And until we are together again, I love you. I love you. I love you. This is the Sabbath Wisdom Series, week 69. And this is Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verses 6 through 9. For we are a holy people unto the Lord our God. The Lord our God has chosen us to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon us, nor choose us because we were more in number than any people, for we were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved us, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn to our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has the Lord brought us out with a mighty hand and redeemed us out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord our God, he is God, the faithful God, which keeps covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.